Hey everybody, welcome back to my non-alcoholic beer and gin review series. Today is day 43. For those of you who might just be joining us, it was my New Year's resolution not to have anything to drink for the entire month of January, and instead we're trying out a new non-alcoholic beer or gin every day. We made it all through January, but we still have a ton of beers left, so we've rolled it into dry February, and we're going to keep tasting beers till we run out. So today we are doing the Phillips IOTA Pale Ale. Phillips is a great regular craft brewer out of Victoria, BC. IOTA is their line of non-alcoholic beers. So this particular one is 70 calories per can, and it lists water, barley, oats, hops, yeast, and sodium benzoate as the ingredients. Now sodium benzoate is just a preservative, so obviously you don't have alcohol to preserve things, so you got to add a preservative. It doesn't list the type of hops or malts or anything like that. So let's see how this one pours. That is a lovely color for a pale ale, a great head for a non-alcoholic beer. You can see it's a fairly fine bubble that's actually holding reasonably well for a non-alcoholic beer. Yeah, so when I look at that color, that's a nice copper, orangey colored clear beer, but a little bit of amber maltiness to it. So many of what we've tried called pale ales, I guess it's more of a East Coast thing. They've been like light straw colored, even a little bit fruity or hazy. This to me is what I call a pale ale. Apparently there's a lot of different styles of pale ale, but this is what I expect. And it makes sense because it's a West Coast brewery and I'm from the West Coast and this is what I'm used to. So you can see that head is still holding up a little bit. There's even a tiny bit of lacing around the top, which is very unusual for a non-alcoholic beer. So let's go ahead and try out the nose on that one. Yeah, just a little bit of maltiness. It's a little bit of sweetness there too, some sort of fruit, maybe kind of a raisin or date. Let's see if we get anything out of the can. Oh, that's nice. What does that smell? I think it's just the maltiness, just a nice cereal sort of malt, cereal grains. Yeah, reminds me of almost like doing hay on or straw on the farm when I was young. But not, if you haven't done hay, maybe that doesn't sound good. Maybe that sounds really smelly, but it's a lovely smell. But actually, sorry, more so straw. Like hay has sort of a grassy kind of smell. It's more straw. So yeah, cereal malts, straw, and a little bit of raisiny fruit. Really nice nose. Okay, let's go in for the taste. Cheers. Interesting. A tiny bit sweeter than I would normally think of a pale ale. But it has a nice sort of mouthfeel, and I think that's probably because of that little bit of sweetness. I'm getting a little bit of sort of dates, raisin, maltiness. Yeah, right around the mid palate. There's just a little bit of sweetness. Kind of like a fig Newton. Figs, that's a better description than dates, actually, is figs. So there's that sort of grainy component of a fig Newton and the fig component, you know what I mean? Just a tiny bit of bitterness on the finish. It's fairly lightly hopped, which is normal, I think, for a pale ale. Yeah, so this to me is an excellent example of a pale ale. Compared to all the ones we've tried, this is what I expect from a pale ale. The only thing I will say about this that maybe is just a little bit off compared to like Phillips normal pale ale or any other sort of, West Coast pale ale is it's just a tiny bit sweet. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. But still very pleasant, has a great little bit of nice, clean, dry, little bit of bitterness in the finish. I'm just loving that combination of sort of fig and grains. Yeah, and it's great mouthfeel. So even though it is a tiny bit sweet, I think I'm still going to rate that really well. I think what we're comparing it to, it's its own style. I'm going to give that an 8.9 out of 10, which puts it right up near the top of our beers. Extremely pleased with that. Now, when I've seen these, they're available in lots of grocery stores in BC. I picked these up in Safeway, of all places. The only thing that I've seen so far, though, is they come in a mix pack with a hazy IPA, the pale ale, and the Pilsner. And we tried the hazy IPA. I can't remember what we gave it. I think it was kind of run of the mill. It was decent. I haven't tried the Pilsner yet. I have it, but I'm not a fan of Pilsners in the first place. I really hope you can get this separate on its own, because this would be definitely one I would add into my regular rotation, just based on how great it tastes, but also just availability, that I can go to the grocery store and pick it up, because lots of the drinks we've tried I've ordered from Upside Drinks, so it's nice just to be able to have one that you can go, oh, I'm out of something, and run down to the grocery store and pick some up. Anyways, that was day 43. Come back and join us tomorrow for day 44.